long time, and they didn't have as much high blood pressure, diabetes, and things like this. If you, I had actually did a statistical study. I'm actually going to give this out in just a moment and let everybody, get a taste. So I did some studies talking about how many people were sick, how many black people between the ages of 25 and 65 was getting sick. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, got sugar, limbs getting taken off, headaches, hypertension. It gets really real. I was like that. I was like, almost about 300 pounds and about 3 years ago. And spiritually, I wasn't in a good place. Mentally, I wasn't in a good place. So food matters a lot to me because food saved my life. All right. So of course I talked about the culture and how what we used to do. We got to stop doing what we used to do because what we used to do is not the same thing that we have today. So we got to start being wise to how we eat and things like that. Economic impact. So as we can see that food is about to go up, and you heard it from me, and I hope you see it. And I am a farmer, and I can tell you, food prices are going up. So we can't afford these things I'm talking about unless we have a connection. Congratulations on your connection. And then social connection. This is a perfect example why you all need to be here because I'm able to socialize with you all and tell you my knowledge. You can go out and help your family, your kids, and things like that. Next slide, please. So my testimony is, I'm going to just make it short. I was a hot mess. 40 years, I was like those people wandering around in the wilderness. It happened to me. I was a straight alcoholic. I'm so glad I was here this morning for Pastor Pierre's sermon because I was all of that person. Miss Lorraine, this lady, I went to school with her daughter back in elementary school, way back in Georgia. I knew no one over here in Arizona. I met Rabia one time coming to Arizona on my 40th birthday trip. Just a one-time thing. Hadn't talked to her in years. It wasn't her. It was her mama. Her mama helped me. The lady prayed for me and then invited me to this church. It was a little shaky because I didn't know nobody. But because of Miss Brenda, Giovanni, Serena, everybody praying for me, Kathy, seeing me my struggle, they helped me and they prayed for me. And today, I can tell you, guess what? I have a college degree. I came here with no college degree. I got a college degree, a 10-acre farm. I was able to take my mama on a whole vacation, y'all. It was nothing but God. But I want to let you all know that this was real hard for me. So I didn't ever do no drugs, but alcohol was my drug of choice, and it really consumed me. So y'all got family members out there, bring them to the church, to this church. I'm going to just tell you because it helped me. So therefore, I'm very grateful for everyone in this walk. The next one. If you can look at me then, that was over there in 2022. I was real big. I was in a bad place mentally, and I wasn't even in the church. This one right here was just last week. I'm in a great place. I'm in the church. I'm mentally able to do it, physically, spiritually, all of that. So God has provided for me, again, through food. Next slide. So we're going to get into some of these things, talking about why we grow them. So we live in Arizona, and it's really, really hot. And so we need to try to find other sources of things to hydrate our body besides water because unlike me, I can't always get water into my system, right? So I try to incorporate things like Armenian cucumbers of where I grow. And so this is a striped Armenian cucumber. And so I just want to let people see these things. If you look, I want to, you can pass them around. And then can we pass some of the food? So connections and stuff, Giovanni has helped me make these wonderful dishes. And he could tell you a little bit more about the recipe. But we want you to try this Armenian cucumber. This is something simple. Yes, these look weird. These is not what you see at the grocery store. If you ever tasted a real cucumber, that's what this is. Tastes nothing like the straight green cucumber. We eating this because it has has a whole lot more water content than the regular cucumber. It has a thinner skin, and the regular conventional grown cucumbers have a thicker skin because they have to withstand the certain pesticides that they have been genetically kind of bred or whatever. But I just don't like it no more because I don't think it's real because I grow my own. Proven example. And yes, you all are welcome. So, you want to talk about your recipe?
And then in the recipe today, I did some chili oil, some salt, pepper, and garlic. Fresh minced garlic in there. Then just mix it up, let it marinate. Then guys, try it. It should be light and refreshing for you.
So you can just eat this anytime. I just cut them up, and no, you will not find them at Fry's and all of that. Thank God, I just planted a bunch more so I can help
It's
you
an
out.
Ivory exclusive.
Exactly. Can we get the next slide? And we'll have copies of these recipes just in case you want to know it. So let's talk about the red watermelon and the yellow watermelon. Are you all ready for the tasting of this? Can we do this one also now? All right. So raise of hands. How many people have heard of of yellow meat watermelon, right? How many years has it been since you tasted that watermelon? Somebody. Really? Well, actually, I had them back in Georgia. I grew them back in Georgia, so I knew about them. But then when I came here, I found out it was like 20 more varieties that were organic that I could get that could grow on this side of, you know, thinking that, oh, nothing grows in the desert. That's not true. A lot of stuff grows in the desert. So the health benefits of the red watermelon, and we talk about these things, is lycopene. You don't know what that means, but anything saying lycopene, meaning your blood. We always want to clean our blood because they always giving us so much stuff in our blood system. You're breathing stuff going in your blood system. But we want to always try to clean our blood. When they say the darker the berry, the sweeter it is. Hopefully it is sweet, but I know you want darker things for your blood to help clean that up. All those antioxidants, we want all of that good stuff. Hydrates, of course. It contains over 90% of water. They have rich in vitamin C, vitamin A. Why do we need vitamin C, vitamin A? Is because we need vitamin C for our bones, but our immune system. A lot of people getting sick. We live out here where they have valley fever, right? That is real. They just had a dust storm that I seen last night. I work on a farm, and so I got to make sure people are protected, knowing just not without masks, but giving them, growing these things that's readily available in case, something goes on. The more vitamin C you consume, you're pushing out all those bad germs and free radicals. And those free radicals is stuff that they put in our food that we don't know about, okay? So, of course, it's low in calories, always a good snack. Can I go to the next one? So, before we get to okra, right, I have a couple questions. So, of course, I do make my own. I kind of make my own seasonings because I don't get rid of nothing, right? So, I got a couple questions. And whoever answers, you get some of my seasonings. Okay, that's a great thing. All right. So, in the Bible, what was the first job gave to man in the Garden of Eden? Well, guess what? You're right. To tend and keep it. Genesis 2 and 15. I think that's part of one of my spiritual gifts is to tend and keep part of what God has for us and to expand it. But I also need to tell y'all how I did it. Um, just staying the course, and it was real hard wanting to give up. I had to work with the USDA, and if you know, working with the government is a long process. Then the land that I wanted, God didn't want it because it was going to be 3.5 hours away from here. I was really going to be away from Miss Lorraine, you know. And so he didn't see fit for me, and I was going to have to start all over again. Meaning, he gave me something else that was a whole lot closer. And guess what? It was already planted with all these crops on it when I acquired it 1 month ago. All right, so another question, and then your choice. You get to pick one of these. Okay, so the next one. Um, what small seed did Jesus say grows into the largest garden plant? All right, you get to pick something too. So these are chili oils. I have a chili oil up here. Why am I asking about chili oil, or why I'm talking about it? Is because stop using oils um, that have a lot of fats in them, saturated fats. I have an olive oil, and then I grow my own chilies, and then I just infuse it. And then some of it, I think that has garlic in it too. So it heats up your immune system. So it's again kicking out any bad radicals or anything like that. So now we have another item. It's our okra. Okra is used for like gumbos, but you can do anything with okra.
See, I like my okra fried, but that's not the most healthiest
That
way.
wasn't the recipe he gave me. You can fry it in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Anybody use the air fryer? Okay. Yeah.
Today we just have the garlic spice okra. So with that, I minced up garlic. Then I actually used some of Ivory seasonings here yesterday, and I just let it marinate in that, and I roasted it in the oven on like 500 degrees for like 20 minutes, so it should be nice and crisp. Then also I also did another version of okra, which is not up here. I cooked some in just like vegetable base with just onions and garlic. That'll be the other flavor of okra next.
Okay, we can get this one out.
Yeah.
So okra is known again, like I say, for the mucus. It's slimy. It's for your immune system. So it is actually like coating your throat, just giving a lot of good properties to your body that you need. I have not personally tried okra water yet, and I really was gonna make some, but they say it's really good. You can make a lemonade. Have you tried okra water? Do you have a recipe for it? It's something simple, right? Okay. What does it taste like? So we're going to let you all try all of this. But I need to let you all know this. What also helped me, when I was out here selling this produce, now I go to other markets. I started at one market in 2023 in October, and now I'm at 7. But when I was coming out here to this market, um, I was blessing people with boxes. Miss Lorraine called me and told me that I helped heal her husband, who was suffering from like, not mental, but some health issues. She called me and told me that I helped heal him. So that really did something to like my spirit. I'm like, God, who else can I touch? I want you all to go back and tell your friends, because this is serious, because I don't like funerals. I know it happens, but so I don't have a garden, sir. I have a real farm, okay? Better call it. I'm just joking. So it is off the 303 in Bethany Home Road. It takes me about 40 minutes from here. So when I leave from here, I got to change my clothes and go to the farm. But it's about 40 minutes. And it's in the middle, smack dab middle of an older neighborhood that I know they're not going to kick me out. So my goal is to work real hard so I can I know God's going to bless me, but I want to buy that property so I can possibly grow more. So it's off the 303 in Bethany Home Road. But I'm planning on probably putting a farmer's market on the property. Just a disclaimer, in October, maybe the second or third weekend, I want to invite all you out into my farm because I'm going to have my grand opening. So I definitely need y'all to stand around me and bless it because you helped me build it. You get what I'm saying? Do we have some slides? Okay, next slide, please. No more? Okay, so I have some, let's give out some of my seasonings. Thank you all so much for people coming. If you have any questions, we're going to talk about this watermelon, one more thing. He's going to tell you about the watermelon basil juice.
Okay, so the watermelon basil juice, I love blending juices just because it's a great store alternative and it's really easy to do. Like if you ever have like leftover fruit, you think maybe it's going bad, blend it up. So like with this, I just cut up some watermelon and basil. Very simple, no sugar in it. Just blend it up, and then you get this delicious juice that you should have right now. And the recipe is on here if you want to take a picture of it. Very simple and easy recipe. And if you don't have a blender, you can just smash with your hand. Seriously, smash with your hand. Then you just need a strainer. And it should taste refreshing, like especially because we're in Arizona, and watermelon is 90% water. So it's light, refreshing for you. It's very hydrating. Things we need.
So have another one. You ready to give out the others? You done? Okay. Anybody? Well, I have a couple more questions. Okay. So how many cups of fruit and vegetables should we eat each day that's recommended for good health? You might know. Okay, here you go. Look at this one. So this is the Green Garden Harmony Sport. Huh? It's five. 5 cups total for most adults who can get it in. So they're telling you to get this stuff in because of the fact that we don't eat this much. You know, y'all probably eat maybe a cup of vegetables a day, right? I'm talking about myself, I'm not talking about you all. All right, another question. Which crop did God provide to the Israelites in the desert along with the quail? Yeah, yeah. It's manna. It's manna, yeah. So here, that's my try me pepper. So I have a pepper, a try me pepper that is a mix of all 3 peppers. That green powder seasoning is a mix of like kale, collards, mustards, all that together, and I didn't put any salt in there. So you add your salt yourself, okay? All right, next one. And y'all gotta stop. Can people? I need 2 people to name me. Somebody name me 3 fruit of the spirit, and another person to name me the other 4. Okay, who next? Got it. All right, Green Garden Harmony. Here you go. Love, joy, peace. Joy, peace. So, who in the Old Testament? Or yeah, who in the Old Testament planted a vineyard after the flood? This should who? No. Yeah, who did? Who said that? You did. You're right. That was Noah. He teaches us through the Bible. And by the way, I am still learning. Okay, I just want to let y'all know I am still learning this thing, and thank you all for being there. All right, let's see. Let's talk about which food groups gives us protein. I'm sorry, to help build muscles. Fruits, vegetables, or beans and meat. Oh, I don't have that much. You get an extra piece. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A few years ago, I went plant based, but it only lasted for like almost 2 years. And I think back to, the whole time, and it was like I totally felt better. I had less pain in my body. My female cycles were not bad anymore. Everything, everything changed from my head to my toe. But after a while, I started like eating things that were not necessarily meat or from an animal, but they weren't so good for me because they were processed. So I got lazy about eating, about preparing my food. So I want to get back to going as close to plant-based as possible, but I need help with preparing food because I like to cook now. Like I'm better at cooking now, but I want to be able to
make sure I get my protein, and I know that protein really comes from plants, but which ones? Which are the best things to get your protein when you're trying to go plant-based?
Okay. Um, um, Being plant-based, people think plant-based is that you're eating just the stuff they're going to buy in the store that's preserved already, which is bad for you, by the way. It's full of all the stuff we don't want. But legumes, your green leafy vegetable, very green leafy vegetable, anything that's beans and those in that family is always good for that kind of things. Some people do tofu. But tofu is not good for everybody. Okay, you can go back in and do your quinoa. That's also the same way. You have all your other green leafy, like I said before. The okras we had today. Okras is very good for that kind of stuff. Substituting those directions. Chickpeas is one of the main things that carries a lot. Green peas give you 18% exactly 18% of that protein you want right there. So green peas is one of those you want to stick to a lot there. String beans, things like that. But the closer to raw, the better for you. One of the things I tell people all the time is do vegetables like salads. When you do your salads, mix it with different things. Kale, the whole works raw. You can toss it with that same basil up there, a little bit of olive oil. That's it. And you're set to go. Avocado is very high also. As a matter of fact, you can eat avocado 24/7 and it wouldn't bother because avocado is very high for you as a vegan or as a plant-based. Those are some of the things. I make my own milk at home. I do almond milk and I do cashew milk for my husband. I do pecan milk. I do all the nuts, those type of things. You're going to base in those. And you can spice them up yourself just like you're fixing a pot of chicken. Just pretend there's chicken in the pot. Or just remember, don't add that extra salt or the wrong oil. Avocado oils and your olive oils are your best in that aspect, in that area. And lots of the natural seasoning, like your thyme, fresh thyme. Not the one in the bottle, that's thyme cousin. You talk about thyme itself, the fresh thyme, okay?
Okay, I hope that answered.
So, Reverend Lorraine, you're talking about these herbs. Also, I think it's real important for us to know how to, when you buy them, how do you preserve them, and where you buy them from. And because I just got some fresh deal, and you make sure that you put it in a wet paper towel and put it in a bag or in a container.
Fresh herbs are very important because a lot of people put them in when they start cooking. Those go into the very last. When you're done everything, you drop them in the pot last, very, very last, because you're going to preserve the vitamins and all the nutrients that you want from the fresh herb in the very end. And your food tastes so much different. You'll be thinking, I need a whole bunch of salt. No, you don't. You add those fresh herbs, like she said. You can even window box and plant your herbs and keep them home. Fresh herbs, we have a little container you can buy also. It keeps a little water section at the bottom. You put those herbs and put it in the refrigerator. They stay forever today. You take some of those herbs and you take the paper towel and you tape it over with a piece of tape wet and keep it and preserve for a while for you that way. I also go as far as to blend them to my blender and put them in the freezer. When I need one, just drop it in my pot. When I'm done almost everything, close and walk away. So I make it in my juices the same way. Just like it's got the juice, herbs the same way.
Now, I'm going to be honest. When you're talking about helping or how you need help with the food part, I can grow it. I used to be a chef. I don't cook no more. I grow it. So you got people like Giovanni, Miss Lorraine. Get with those people that can help you meal plan. Again, I can grow it all day, but God said do something else right now. So, yes.
I just want to give a little testimony about how Ivory helped me because I am anti-vegetables, and because they usually don't taste good. But Ivory blessed me with a box of vegetables. She used to give them to me all the time. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do with these vegetables? Because no, I don't eat them. But I didn't want to waste them, so I Googled or Chat GPT recipes like what do I do with cabbage and a potato and carrot and onion. And it gave me this cabbage soup recipe that I cook to this day. It is so good. And then it was and when I was in the class recently, and she did this for us in a smaller class, that's how come you guys getting it in a larger class. And she told me about, what's that little orange thing I make the tea with it? Turmeric. Turmeric. So she had me, she was like, you can make tea out of this. I drink tea every morning when I go to work. And so now I tried the turmeric. I just boiled the turmeric in the water, put a little honey and a little lemon with it, and it has taken the place of me having to get tea bags. And it is good. So I just wanted to let y'all know that's what you can do if you're not used to it, these seasonings and all of this. I don't know what to do with it, but, ChatGPT will tell you. So
And the seasonings that I have, basically, you can use them on anything instead of just using salt. I'm trying to get us to stop saying eating this or using the same thing. Please stop using Lawry's. I'm not saying nothing bad about Lawry's, but I'm just saying y'all better start reading the back of y'all packages. If you can't understand it, I don't think you need to put it in your body. That's all I'm gonna say. I know what I can say. Cucumber, one. Something simple.
So my question to you is, you said to stop using Laurie. Tell me why you're suggesting to stop using Laurie. Outside of me reading on the back of the label, which I will, but I want to understand why you're saying that.
Because this stuff is manufactured in the lab. And so it's not real chili peppers. They have to go and they have to mix different things in labs. And you can't understand what they're saying. So, yes, they have to use preservatives because some of that stuff was made maybe several months ago. I'm not saying that you can't preserve like fresh herbs and stuff, but I don't want anything that was possibly made in a lab a year ago sitting somewhere, and then I have to feed that to my kids or put it in my body because I don't know what it is. I would just rather eat, just from the earth and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying don't use it. That's up to you what you do with your body, but if you don't know what it is and don't know how it hurts your body or what it does to you, I would just want you to put it in the body as opposed to saying cucumber. My seasonings, basil, garlic, onions, all my stuff is simple. I don't put any preservatives in there. I don't have to. So that's the only reason why. I'm not down in Lawry's, but if you can't pronounce it and understand it, you probably shouldn't put anybody. That's how I feel. Just my opinion. Just in case you was a Lawry representative. Just saying. Thank you, though. All right, so I just wanted to make sure that I know I can't answer a whole lot of people's questions, and I don't know everything. I'm walking this thing just like y'all are. I am learning about it. That's why I'm going to school. I'm going to continue going to school. So take advantage of this stuff up here. Please take some fruit home. You have some yellow watermelon that's down here. That's these little round watermelons and things like that. Unfortunately, I probably don't have any other red watermelons at this time. But please take advantage of this stuff. Eat it. Go out and make something. You want some recipes or want somebody to cook for you? There you go. You got a couple people that'll cook for you, So thank you, everybody.